Sagittarius, hello, it's Romy here. This is your June monthly tarot card reading. So, if you have Sagittarius sun, rising or moon, it is a general reading, but it might resonate for you. If you are enjoying my work, please do make sure you're subscribed to the channel and drop me a like and a comment on the video. And if you want to join me for the extended version, there is a link for that in the description box underneath the video. Just click on the downward arrow, or you can head over to my website directly, romywyser.com. Sagittarius, let's take a look, see what June is bringing up for you. Yes, let's take a look and see the energy story for June. It's going to be a really interesting month. We have a lunar eclipse taking place in your sign on the 5th of June. We're also going to have 6 planets retrograde, Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter and Venus already, and then Mercury is going to turn retrograde on the 18th of June, followed by Neptune on the 23rd. So we also had Gemini moving into the North Node, which means that your sign Sagittarius in the South Node. So very karmic feel to what's playing out for you at the moment. And Gemini is your polar opposite sign, and for Sagittarius rising, especially 7th house. So we have this really interesting review taking place of, you know, what you bring to relationships, perhaps understanding from a mirror perspective, maybe areas of yourself that you have been disowning, you know, recognizing what needs to be shifted, what needs to be deconstructed, what needs to be released and let go of. And I think in retrograde season, you know, it's giving us the opportunity to slow down and really take time with that process. Yes, it can feel a little hazy. Yes, we have some, you know, water energy going on as Mercury moves into Cancer. We've still got Mars in Pisces and then Neptune going retrograde in Pisces. So a real strong focus around our emotional landscape going on as well. But that lunar eclipse is going to reveal to you where you're ready to just own something, take control of something, see something within yourself that you want to change, and then make really meaningful progress towards it. We open up your reading with the Knight of Pentacles, and I love this for you because I just think you're ready to commit to changing something in your world as a result of your own spiritual growth. It's like something that you've learned, that you've done the work, something that you've tended to, you've now identified. And as part of your journey, you know where you need to focus, you know where the magic needs to happen. And let's face it, the magic isn't always like hearts and flowers. It isn't always in the areas that feel shiny and bright. You know, there's a quality of it feeling at times kind of mundane, kind of challenging and boring and methodical, and just like, really, do I have to go here again, or is this really where I'm going to get the breakthrough? But it's through that consistency, it's kind of that time of the grit, that's where you're really going to start to notice the big shifts and the changes in direction. You know, Gemini in the North Node setting the destiny point for us wants us to look at how we can change our plans. It's a very open, curious, mercurial energy that's saying, you know, we need to understand what has to go and where we need to release. And also, you know, being, I guess, in that Knight of Pentacle energy, sometimes you can get a little bit focused on a specific way of doing things. So expect to be challenged with that as well this month, Sagittarius. Now, of course, we've got a really strong emphasis in and around relationships. It could be an earth sign that you're dealing with, a Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo, with this night coming through. And you're really looking for something that feels a little bit more dependable, feels a little bit more consistent. And you know, that might be a bit of a challenge through retrograde season, you know, particularly with Venus, when it's bringing things back from the past. It's bringing up old patterning, old beliefs that we have, and really perhaps putting a focus on where you want to feel independent, where you want to exert that sense of individuality versus how you need to come together, where we want to cooperate, where we want to build something meaningful with someone else. So I think you're going to feel a little bit challenged and conflicted within yourself at certain points through this month, Sagittarius, but all of it is helping your own growth, yeah? In the 7th house, we are looking at the way that relationships are acting as that point of real ability to like come home to self, do you know? So it's just like if we are lacking love and attention in our key relationships, you know, you're being invited to say, am I giving that to myself right now? If we're in environments where, you know, our closest friends or our business allies or people have kind of turned away from us, or we're not getting what we need, there's an invitation to again go back and say, okay, what am I not giving to self at the moment? Where do I need to become the energy of that which I seek? And with this Nine of Wands coming through, Wounded Warrior energy, I do feel like you are, it's that kind of slight heaviness of perseverance, but you're kind of tired with it. And maybe you're just tired of the whole mundaneness of the situation of the lockdown. Maybe it's just about of something that you've been working towards or working on, or someone you've been working with, or a relationship that's in your life. But there is this sense, I feel, that this month you're kind of like, okay, I'm ready for a breakthrough. I'm really ready for a breakthrough. And, you know, that's set to happen. With this eclipse coming in your sign is absolutely giving like a reinvention moment, something coming up into the light that you get to really work with, a very potent, powerful energy. Then we have a solar eclipse taking place with solstice on the 21st as we move into Cancer season, which is about your 8th house of transformation. Yeah, then the relationships become a huge catalyst for change for you. You know, it's about the way that you are allowing yourself to metamorphosize into something more, how you're honouring your own journey and the way that you're showing up with that. It also invites you to go more deeply into that hidden aspect of self, you know, working on the astral plane and understanding so much of the intuitive kind of nudges and the information that's coming up to keep pointing you in the right direction. Seven of Swords for me is about you addressing where we're self-sabotaging, you know. It's a lack of trust, but you know what? We have this kind of energy looking directly back towards this Knight. So again, who or what this represents is going to be really central to the theme for you this month, Sagittarius, okay? Maybe you don't believe in your own ability to make something work. Maybe you're unsure about a person's reliability or loyalty to you, okay? Maybe you're waiting to see how the actions marry the words that have been presented or expressed to you. And certainly that would be sensible, right? Through retrograde season, sometimes people are saying and doing things impulsively from a place of, you know, needing to be validated, seeking a quick fix. And, you know, it can all kind of dissipate as soon as it comes forward. So yeah, I can understand you wanting to just hold back and be a little bit cognizant of the fact that you need to see a little bit more before you want to invest. That said though, just be aware of where perhaps that type of energy is actually also holding you back, right? You can discern that something isn't quite ready, but if you are perpetually holding yourself in a place that says, I'm not ready, you know, if it's, I'll get to that when, or, you know, you're not quite at the point where you have enough of this self-belief to get something really going or to follow a dream or an ambition, or you're not really ready to put yourself out there in terms of meeting someone new or you know, striking up a new friendship. You know, we have Three of Cups coming forth as your soul family here. And, you know, I think this is what's waiting and ready for you as you advance and do the work through this month, Sagittarius. But I think what's going to be highlighted to you is the areas that you are resisting and stopping some of that new energy from coming into your path. And, you know, it's not coming through as like a negative. This is being indicated to me because of how far you've already come. Like, this is you now refining, you know, for those who have been doing the work on self, for those that are awakened and really prepared to see how they can advance. What we have is that there is a point of recognition and something to celebrate that you need to step into in this month of June. And it's almost at that point of really saying, you know, look how far I've got with everything that I now know. How can I just make this final release so that I can now fully step into the new path? Yeah. I think you are being invited to see how you want to connect and collaborate with others, okay? I think that there are work opportunities that are going to step forth for you. But again, it's like, you know, perhaps there's something that you don't trust about it, or you're not sure. You don't know if you have the right energy or the right skill set yet. You don't know if the timing's a little bit off. I see you questioning a lot this month, Sagittarius, what is showing up for you. And that's okay. Like that's a positive place to be. But in order to have this moment of liberation, this rebirth, this brand new path to begin, you have to let go of something, you know? We have to work on a limiting belief or a philosophy that you've held for some time that it's just not going to serve you as we move forward. And as that Gemini North Node sets the agenda, we have to kind of take a lead from where that's inviting us to readdress our plans, to readdress our strategy, to readdress how we see ourselves moving through the world. There's a big decision to make for you this month, of that there is no doubt. And I think perhaps some of you are worried about the way that people will perceive that choice or decision. Maybe you're thinking that you're going to be judged in some way, or that someone's going to call you to task on something. You're in a far more powerful, positive place than you're going to give yourself credit. Now, with that Sagittarius lunar eclipse, there is some slightly challenging oppositions with Venus square Mars and the Moon square Mars there. So, you know, it gives us that kind of a little bit of drive, a little bit of edginess to kind of just put our perspective across, and to just, you know, make sure that we are asserting where we need to. It might be a little bit frustrating, and you might find that in some of the situations you're coming up against, like you're feeling misunderstood. That's another key thing that retrograde brings up for us, right? And perhaps that's within a family environment or a close kind of business area. You know, if you're trying to show people where you have changed, what you're thinking about, what your future plans are, and you're feeling like you can't get people on the same page as you, again, it's the invitation to see, why might that be the case? Am I not giving myself the opportunity to be heard in a way, because actually I'm a bit uncertain of what would happen if I do get the green light on everything? I think that's kind of what they're saying to me, you know, because you have card of celebration all around this energy of judgment. Okay, Three of Cups, Four of Wands, beautiful cards of something coming together really beautifully for you. But can you see it? Can you recognize it? That's where you're being directed right now, I think. So when we move into Cancer season and we start to work with that 8th house energy, it is bringing up, I think, not only aspects from the past, perhaps previous relationships that you're thinking about, but, you know, where childhood connections, bonds that you made at a very early age have impacted you. So there's a lot of deeper healing, I think, taking place for you through this month. And again, you know, we've got a solar eclipse happening with that new moon in Cancer on the 21st of June and the solstice. So there's a rebalancing energy, a seismic shift set to take place that's helping you to reconcile something, surrender into something with that card of judgment. There's an acceptance there that needs to take place before you can be set free. And once you are, then it's almost like all systems go. Everything is a green light, yeah? But I see you in a very nostalgic, kind of dreamy mode for part of the energy as we move through this month of June. And, you know, it's probably why we need a little bit of that earth energy from the Knight of Pentacles to keep you focused and keep you directed, so that you're not just kind of moving around in circles a little bit, or feeling like other people are putting you around in circles. You know, you are being shown that you have to assert and stand up for yourself somewhere. This is coming up quite strongly, okay? So there is going to be a particular situation that you're going to find yourself in through this month, where if you feel like someone isn't understanding, or you're being misrepresented, or the communication isn't as clear as it needs to be, then have the courage and the conviction just to call it out. Call it out, Sag, you know. So, and again, if this is connected into relationships, people that are surfacing from the past, I see you being a little bit defensive. I see you being very uncertain and not quite trusting what someone's agenda may be. If that again is the case, then you are in a strong position this month to decide, you know, what happens next. You know, I don't see anyone asserting control over you. I just see you being in situations that may feel a little provocative or challenging, but actually what that's going to bring out of you is a voice, is an expression of an emotion that needs to be released, needs to be transmuted, so that we can then move into all of this beautiful celebratory energy that I have coming in for you. Okay, Queen of Cups, so this could be a water sign, a Pisces, Scorpio or Cancerian, but I also want to say that this is showing me that you are very in tune with your own self as we move through this month, Sagittarius. I think all of these retrograde energies are inviting you to go deeper within. You are in quite a receptive, absorbing energy. Careful you're not taking on too much of other people's stuff. It's really going to derail you a little bit. And then it may even sort of cause you to move into a slightly more agitated or frustrated perspective. And actually, if you stop and just pause and think, you'll realise it's not really yours. I also have somebody that feels a little bit, I'm going to say a wee bit passive aggressive around you. If that's a kind of dynamic that is playing out, I just don't see you tolerating. I don't see you accepting of it. I see you just moving to a higher plane and just kind of changing your focus and your direction, okay? But at the same token, what I want you to do in that situation is to also take what is being presented to you and understand what it's trying to show you for your own journey, okay? If this is an energy that's showing up, you don't have to engage, you don't have to retaliate, you don't have to step into their energy field in any way. But if there is a situation that is powerfully triggering you, let's do the work and resolve what that's about, because that's the thing that is going to help you to really move forward. So I think if those of you, you know, are really looking at what's kind of happening in and around the relationship stance this month, I think there's a major decision to make. There is some celebration and some balance and harmony being restored, but there's issues of trust that need to be worked through, and there's issues of you needing to assert and stand up for yourself really powerfully, knowing what you want. Knight of Pentacles is also saying there's work to be done, okay? Sometimes relationships are not all hearts and flowers. It can be that kind of working through the more difficult conversations, you know, showing up repeatedly, consistency, you know, that kind of consistency is like soul food, right? It's like we know where we stand, we know where we're at. Maybe that's what you're looking for, or is what you need to bring to a certain situation with something. You also need to look at this as how you are dealing with yourself, right? That relationship with self. How can you be more consistent in the discipline of really taking care of your needs, you know, loving on yourself, being more compassionate, being kinder, you know, persevering, giving yourself time to rest, but not giving up, and releasing some of these self-sabotaging tendencies. That's what's going to give you the breakthrough. You know, around your levels of security, I've got a lot more harmony and stability coming in, but again, there seems to be like this shift and a change in how you're viewing something, you know, where are you holding yourself back or resisting or playing small? There's an invitation to actually break free from something and go bigger, you know. There's this vision I keep getting of everything is at amber and it's about to go green, you know. So through retrograde, it might feel everything's on pause a little bit, but as we step forward into new energy, how are you going to adapt? How are you going to adjust as we come out of this lockdown situation? What has changed? What do you want to change? You know, you can be questioning and set the tone and the directive of that. The mutable energy of Gemini season is helping you to look at more possibilities and be more open to what can come as a result of that. I think the boldness and the courage that you can show this month, consistency. Okay, the boldness and the courage that you can show this month will bring in something incredibly positive. So it's like one brave conversation, one brave move, one moment of profound belief in self to make something happen is all that you need. But it is the grind, it's the consistency, it's that phrase that the magic is in the work that you're avoiding, Yeah, so you want a more meaningful, harmonious relationship. You want your business to do well. You want to get better health and well-being. You want your finances to improve. It's the way that you're going to keep showing up every day. It's the thoughts that you're going to be thinking and the way that you're doing that. It's about the more kind and compassionate you are right now, your future self being able to gain from that and benefit from that energy that you're pre-paving right now. Beautiful visionary quality, actually, as I look at this card. You know, she's really kind of casting her gaze out up into the sky, you know, where all of those stars are shining, and it's just like anything's possible. You know, anything's possible. You have so much vibrancy and colour. You have so much to offer, so much to give. So where are you not allowing yourself to reveal that, to show that to other people? People need to see what you have to say, what you have to offer, what you have to give. And if there are people who are not embracing of that, who are, you know, misrepresenting you or are not ready to receive it, then, you know, it's time to think about, you know, where you need to direct your time and energy toward the soul family, toward the people who do get you, who do understand you, who are going to support you and your vision for the future. Okay, Moon in Leo, let your inner hero out. Heroism. Yeah, I kind of talked about this idea of one bold, brave move. And it's like that, isn't it? One bold step for mankind kind of phrase. But I love the Leo energy coming through for you here. I think it's all heart. You know, you're passionate. There's something you're really passionate about this month, Sagittarius. So don't keep it to yourself. It's time to really think about the way that you can express that in your life. You need this. You know, this is part of your journey to be able to expand and grow and transcend. This loyalty aspect is also coming up. You know, Leo signs they are incredibly loyal, and with that Knight of Pentacles I've also got that. So I think that you are seeking that loyalty, but I guess the mirror back to you, because we're in that polar opposite, is, are you being loyal to yourself? Are you being loyal to the dreams and the hopes and the ambitions that you have? You know, are you giving yourself the love that you want to give others? Are you being loyal in that way? You know, Judgment is linked into the planet Pluto. Pluto is retrograde right now through Capricorn. So we're having that soul review of everything that we've learned as it's been direct in the last few months. But it's that planet of transformation. It deals with that shadow aspect. 7th house is about the descendant. It's what we project and what we disown within ourselves. So yeah, there's a lot of rich kind of work to do within for you this month, but I see that what happens as a result of that is you come to this real moment of clarity and understanding exactly what you're looking for, and then you're able to project that out and allow a change to take place in your world that's really beautiful and will bring in more balance for you, you know, more security for you, and actually the feeling of being supported. There's something about needing to feel more supported this month, and I think you're going to be working powerfully with the themes of that coming through as well. Okay, if you have enjoyed your reading for this month, please do make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sagittarius. You can drop a like and a comment beneath the video. I'm going to go ahead now and pull us some cards for the extended reading. If you want to join me for that, you can find the link in the description box underneath the video or over on my website, romywyser.com. We'll talk for another 20 minutes or so. We'll pull some more cards around this to see what additional messages are going to come through. This is a general reading, so I want you to right now think about a question that may not have been answered with this specific spread, and we'll pull a couple of cards on that for you just now, okay? Remember to check out your rising and your moon sign also if you're looking for a bigger picture of the energies around this month as well, Sagittarius. Okay, so if you're just thinking about that question for me, go ahead and pull us a couple of cards here. Right, and I'm just going to clarify this main spread for us now. So, Knight of Pentacles here. Okay, card of Strength, also linking into that Leo energy as well. Queen of Pentacles too. So there may be an earth sign that you are involved with, or there's a situation that is unfolding for you this month. Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo. Also a real sense of you focused in and around the practicalities of things, your finance, your security, what you're working on to improve, support and change that, yeah? So 9 of Wands. King of Wands energy here again. I mean, you may well be dealing with a Leo. It's quite a strong emphasis on that in the reading. Of course, it could also link to yourself as Sagittarius. Card of Judgment coming in again. Page of Swords here. Messages, communication, new ideas and initiatives coming forth. A decision to make. 7 of Swords, clarified with the Chariot. Maybe a Cancerian energy as well that's around, but how you move forward is kind of the question that I'm getting around that, you know. Don't sabotage the movement forward. Capricorn energy possibly, but also just you meeting an aspect of self. Go into that in a bit more detail. Okay, another Knight of Pentacles here. Okay, card of the Lovers, card of the Sun, Gemini, Leo energies. Some real sweetness and something to celebrate coming in for you, for sure. 7 of Wands again, Ace of Cups. You're going to have to hold out for what you want, I feel, Sagittarius. Don't settle for anything less. Okay, Queen of Cups. Knight of Swords here, definitely returning energies, possibly an air sign as well we've got here. A lot of people coming up in your reading this month, external influences I feel trying to direct you in one particular way or another. Okay, if you'd like to join me for the extended Sagittarius, I look forward to continuing this narrative, giving you some more messages. Otherwise, take good care, wish you bright blessings for this month ahead, and thank you so much for tuning into the channel.